The symbol of the simulation. What is it all about, and how can that symbol help you and me to increase our wealth, get our health back, and find our purpose in this simulation? Let's break it down real quick. That dot in the center, that represents you and me. That's us living in this simulation. There aren't NPCs, there aren't main players. We're all in this dirty, dirty simulation together trying to get through. Now, that next symbol, what do you see in it actually? Because apparently it is four different elements, and whichever symbol you see, that is you. So if you see like flames, then you are more of a fiery type of a person who burns through their obstacles. If you see like a water droplet, then you're more like a water type of personality who flows around the obstacle and wears it down with persistence. If you see a seed, then you're more like an earth kind of a person who's grounded and solid and just barrels right through any obstacles. And if you see something like a vortex of air, then you are somebody who's creative and imaginative, and you rise above the obstacles to see what is the best path for you, for people around you to get past that obstacle. That leads us to the triangle, which is the most fascinating bit and the one I spent the most time on in my longer 15-minute breakdown of this symbol of the simulation. And it's basically our life path through this life, through this simulation. We're at the beginning, where when you hear that we live in a simulation, you're like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. That's not possible. And then you work through the challenges and temptations until you get to acceptance. When you're like, yeah, we do live in a simulation. And I wonder how I can change my character, how I can change my game, how I can level up in this thing. That leads you to transformation, where you transform and you do level up. You do change your character. You see your bank balance increase. You see your health returning. You find people who are interesting and helping you out on all of these side quests that are out there. And then that leads you to revelation, where you find your purpose, what you are meant to do in this simulation. And you're tested through it, but that is because then you enter into resurrection, where you become that phoenix, that symbol of inspiration, of motivation, so that new people, the younger generation, can be inspired to go through that whole life path, just like you did. So that is the symbol of the simulation in a nutshell. If you see something different, comment. I'm endlessly curious about this thing and plan to keep exploring it. And otherwise, just subscribe and join me on this journey as we get through this simulation and level up, change our character, do what we need to do to live through this thing, thrive through this simulation.